They're about to attempt to do something pretty cool. I had some luck doing this once before. Kind of slide my kayak up in this little channel here. Take the poles, lay them out. One has the Biospawn Vilecraw. One has the chartreuse pepperworm. Then I've got a few spares in my pocket, and we will exit the vehicle. This kayak is, when you're sitting in that seat, it's like you're sitting on the ground. So that's one reason this kayak is stable enough to stand in while you're fishing if you can just get stood up. But it's very hard to stand up. I've been thinking about getting a pull bar that would let it stand up on it easier. But what we're gonna do is show you a little trick about catching fish. You know, a few days ago, this was all flooded pretty hard. Well, if you find creeks like this, it's not a particularly deep creek. It's probably a foot, 2 foot deep right there. But if you find a shallow creek, all creeks have little deep holes in them, and there is a deep hole on the other side of those bushes, and we are going to try to get up there, because a lot of time when the creek floods, fish swim upstream to new places that they've never been before. But then when the water level lowers, they're stuck. So we're gonna go see if we can unstick some of them. It's a hairy ordeal here because these rocks are not letting the kayak sit flat. I can put weight on this side pretty good. If I put weight on the other side, it tilts a lot. So there we go. We have exited the vehicle. Now we just want to make sure that it can't escape on us while we're out there fishing, because that would suck. Yeah, it's not going anywhere now. Take that off. It's hot. Made it through the creek, but then I realized this time that there's just a little trail here. Now this hole right here will hold fish easily, but they won't be there a really long time because they don't have a lot of cover. I've come out here and scared off big birds like cranes that were hanging out here picking off fish, because they don't really have a whole lot of place to hide. Now, if I knew how to pitch and flip, man, this would be so much easier. But because I'm terrible at those things, I just have to just try to lightly cast in there without getting one of those tree limbs. So I've watched videos on how to pitch and flip, but it takes some practice and some mastery. I would highly recommend checking out a video that teaches you how to do that. Oh, right off the bat. See? Even though I'm not that good at fishing, even I learned some new tricks here and there. This thing didn't even have time to hit the bottom, and this fish was on it. Nice little largemouth here. But yeah, man, my theory is that they don't have a lot of food in that hole after the waters recede, so they're pretty hungry. and therefore not very hard to catch. If you were trying to survive, this would be a good place to try to find. I don't even know where he went. Didn't have my sunglasses on. He may have went downstream, upstream. Not sure. But yeah, man, that didn't even have time to sink, and we had a fish on it. And there's number 2. Nope. Well, that's what we call a quick release. Where do these fish go? They're so fast. When they hit the water, they can be so fast that I don't even get a chance to see where they go sometimes. It's very shallow water, very clear water. This is a very different kind of water than what we have just right there. Right there is very dirty, or very murky, I should say, deep. Here it's very cool, very clear, just entirely different fishing conditions. Let's see if number 3 is easy to get. No number 3 yet, but we did get hooked on the ledge. It's a good cast. See if there's any more fish in there. Oh, yeah, there is, because I got a bite. There's definitely at least one more in there. Like I said, it's been 3 or 4 days since it rained. This hole only holds fish for a couple of days due to the predators that come and get them. But man, it's really easy fishing. I didn't set the hook very good on him. The bait almost came back and smacked me in the head. Alright, number 3 got away before we could land him all the way. So let's just keep on seeing what we can do. Got hooked on a ledge, rock ledge there. We got to 3 strikes real fast, but after that, now they've slowed down a little bit. So I brought my other rod. We'll try a different lure here in a moment. Three may be all that was left in here. It's hard to know for sure. Okay guys, unfortunately the GoPro died while I was back there in that hole where the good fishing's been today. So all I've got right now is my phone. What I've done, I caught the 3, but there's at least one more in there because I have gotten a nibble, but they've kind of gotten bite shy after you know, catching a couple of them. So that bright yellow line is highly visible in that water, and even though they are hungry, I suspect that's got them scared. So what I've done, if I can see see my phone here to flip. So what I've done here with the fish being a little bite shy is I have attached a fluorocarbon leader to my main braided line here with a quick and dirty FG knot. It's a little bit messy, but just trying to hurry up and get it done. And I have changed lures to a, sorry, it's hard to do this with the phone and one-handed on the rod, but I have changed the lure that I'm using to a shaky head with a June bug trick worm on it. So we're going to cast that in there and see what we can do. I can't really hold the camera, so the only thing I can do is maybe some kind of vertical video with the phone in my waistband or something. That's as best as I can do in the circumstances. But we'll give it a shot and we'll see what we can do. Okay guys, I knew there was at least one more in there, and we did get him. So a score 1 for the shaky head and the trick worm.